he is, munching away on some goodies. Oh, and we still have this friend. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All the Mods 8. 88%. Zork will not be with us too much longer. And I can go bigger again. But our friend Reactor over here has been munching away in between episodes. I've hung around a little bit and allowed him to build up a supply so that I can do some building today. But yeah, he's still got plenty to go. About another 120,000. On top of that, I think... Yeah, hold on. Oh, my speed is super slow. There we go. I think up in here, 1.2k, 99,000. That's more than we needed. That's more than we needed. I think we can make ourselves the 15 times 3 blocks. Let's have a quick look. If we go to Nether stars, those are times 1. Let me do this. Do that up, and then we put those ones away. I did it. That's it. How much do we have left now? 141. So we were, oh my god, we were just over top of it. But that is 15 3 times Nether star blocks. And that, apparently, yeah, we got the Star of the Gods. Oh my. And wow, some flux dust. Not that impressive. So if we come up here, don't think this is necessarily used in anything. Is it? No, it's just another star. But I'm going to put that, I'm just going to put that there for the time being. Oh, that looks cool. Star of the Gods. We'll have to maybe make up a separate one of these kinds of pillars so that when I put these down, yeah, that's way better. Master of Dragons. Okay. These pedestals are nowhere near as good. I like how it shows the actual name there. But that is, yeah, that done. Look at that. 15. Very nice. So what I think I'm going to do just quickly is actually grab myself. Well, I don't know why I came down into here. Actually, Nether. How much room is in one of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I want something with an odd amount. Do I have any gold chests? Let's go through this process. One of you, and then one of you. Because what I want to do is actually come up to over here and start putting together some of the things that we'll be using to craft this star. So if I just chuck this down here, for example, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. What I should be able to do is have a look at this recipe. Okay. Let's see if I can get this set up. Something like that. And then 1, 2, 3 to there. 2, 3. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I think that's how it's going to be set up in there. Then what I might do is grab these two things. And where do they go? This one goes just down in here. And this one goes the opposite corner. Aha! Is there anything else that I have to add to this? Doesn't look like it. So we're going to have to start working on some of these things pretty quickly. Wind shard? No, I haven't done that yet either. Yeah. A lot of this bulk stuff we should be able to do fairly easily. But this middle section is definitely high on the list. Speaking of list... Today's episode, I want to continue our slight little bit of fun by making an All-the-Modium Star around that, which we're going to use to craft up those items. So, might quickly remove this, and this should just be a nice, short, fun one. A little bit of decoration, a little bit of preparing some things before the true slog of getting things like antimatter begins. Oh, I can probably put away all of those things now too. Cool, let's do it. In fact, for starters, we're going to see how far we make it just with what we already have. If I go All-the-Modium, I do have 586 of these. And on top of that, I can use these to make a bunch of that. I'm just going to click away madly. There we go. And then the recipe for that, we can do this. Make up a bunch more, and yeah, got a handful more. So how much do we have? 675. Let's see how we go with that. So I'm going to do this fairly basically. I want to kind of come out 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be pretty big. 4 from there to, ooh, can I grab some stone? 4 from there. And now this one becomes a little bit interesting. So I think, how do I want to do this? 1, 2. That seems pretty decent. That gives us 3 blocks underneath. And if I do this, we get a bit of an idea what I'm looking at scale-wise. Yeah, that seems pretty good, actually. Now, I want this to be 3D. I want it to have enough room that I can come up inside of here and then start placing things. So, let's start by replacing these with the actual All-the-Modium. Oh, I just got some diamond from that. My magnet wasn't on. Yeah, I literally just got some diamond. Okay. And just one more. Yeah. All right, we need daytime for this. Gotta look good. Oh, on top of that, yeah, nice. 741 netherite from all of this. Should actually be able to remove all of these. And then there's just one more little bit to go. Okay, do your thing. Oops. Oh yeah, I love this idea. I love it. I'm really excited to put this together. Let's see if we can make something work. So now we're going to kind of mimic the shape that we have going here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. We might go for 4. And then that would be one in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not bad. We want to go 2 like that. I'll work this out. Let me get a basic shape around it, I think. We might need to go bigger. Yeah, that'll do. A little bit bigger. Just sitting above the edge of this this tower top here, and we can start to work off that. I think my best bet is trying to make sure I have room in here. It may be pretty tightly squeezed. I don't really want to go too much bigger than that, just because it would look a little bit out of proportion. Maybe I need to. I'm not sure. I do like that size though. Maybe we can do something fancy about it. But for now, I'm going to try and get myself a bit of a star built up around this. Like an actual shape. So I'm going to come out like this. And we're just going to use this a little bit. See, it's coming very close to that. Maybe we'll end up moving this from inside there. But it's a nice thing to use as a guide. So we kind of want this central point here. Oh, that's not what I want. How do I take that out? We want this central point here to be the thickest part on both sides. So I think 5 in the middle, 7 total depth seems pretty good. So like that and that. Oh, we're for sure not going to be able to fit this inside there, but that's okay. We'll just call it a guide for now. See what this looks like once it has a little bit more substantial build to it. I think maybe we want to go 3 there. Just so we got a little bit more space. And now I need to try and bring this out without it feeling too crowded. I'm going to keep that like that. Try this. And then we might actually have plenty of blocks for this. I'm not going as large as I originally intended. Like that. Can't believe I'm just building a star out of all the Modium blocks up here. Building out of one of the rarer materials. Don't know why I went sing-song then, but it's fine. Bring that up like this. Oh yeah, this is all coming together. Little star like this. Trying to make it work as nicely as possible with the original shape that I came up with. Maybe... Yeah. In fact, I might actually remove that like that. And bring it back a little bit flatter. Fill in the gaps. It's not too bad. I feel like I just need to change it ever so slightly. And then like that and like that. That seems pretty good. I like it. That's dope. Okay. I mean, all I've got to do now is just mimic that on the other side. And that feels pretty good. This is giving me Mario 64 vibes. Super Mario 64. Hell yeah. I think now I am going to remove that from the middle there. It just, it was pretty bold thinking that I would be able to build something this size and also have that inside of it. It would need to be massively bigger, and I don't think that would fit with the tower itself. So we're going to keep to it this way. But I think I should be able to just mirror that onto the other side, and it should look pretty good. Let's see. And with a feral lantern inside of there, it's starting to glow. Now, could I put some details and some colors on there to try and make it look a little bit more like the actual star? Sure. But, yeah, I like this. It's a bit of a representation of the star in my style. Yeah. I love it. It actually, it works so well on top of that tower. But I've also got 290 of these blocks left. On top of that, we have heaps down there being crushed up. I think I'm going to go one step further. I think I want to try and make some interesting spirals and stuff, and some crystals of sorts made out of this as I go up. So I think I'm going to spend some time and go around with some stone or some glass or something and see if I can make a pattern. And then I can just use the exchanging gadget to exchange those items for this All-the-Modium. But with that feral lantern in here, we should see some thawing out of this snow. We shouldn't see any snow on top of here as well, which is lovely. And yeah, look at that. It's disappearing. Perfect. And then I should be able to make this tower look a little bit more spectacular. So let's see how it looks after a little boop. Ha ha ha. This took a little while to do, but look at it. If we throw on our jetpack, this is what I ended up coming up with. It's a little bit sporadic at the moment, and I may add some more to it and some different lights and stuff, but I like it. I went through so many different iterations. I started at the bottom, I made spirals, and nothing quite felt right, but I do like this. I think if I add some lights to the inside of them, maybe it will look pretty cool. But all in all, I mean, it's cool. It looks good. Yeah, I think it just needs feral lanterns. So, I've also spent some time finally putting a floor in down here. There we go. There's actually something there. But if we go into here and have a look at feral lanterns, I also can put away some of this stuff. I need a total of 8, and then we'll jump up top here and see what it looks like when we put it all together. 1, 2, 3. We'll put a feral lantern on the inside of these and see what happens. And the last one. So, as you can see, that's starting to light those up a bit, and it'll look pretty decent once they're done. In fact, let's jump down to the ground level here. Yeah, that's going to look so good. It should light up some of these pieces of glass as well, making things look a little bit interesting. And yeah, we may add some more bits and pieces around, some more of the glass panes perhaps. And I just did that by using my infinity wand. And if I chuck that in my offhand, you hold shift, control shift and right click. Yeah. And I set it to angel core, and it just allows me to place in front of me, which is super convenient. So I just flew around up there and placed a bunch of glass floating in the air. Perfect. Okay. So with that up there now, and obviously not any longer including our little mechanical crafter, I think that means that what we probably need to do is maybe just above here. No, this room here is probably actually pretty good for it. So let's double check. We'll face away from here, and I'm going to build or rebuild our star thing here. If I can remember how. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's like that. 9, 9, 7, 5, 7. Oops. Something like this, I think. Yeah. Is that right? 3, 4, 7, 5, 7, 9, 9, 3, 1. Yeah. Okay. So this is now where we're going to build our star eventually. And if we jump up here, we have this process started. But this is looking pretty lackluster as far as an actual finished star goes. It doesn't have barely any of these. But a lot of this is these blocks. And if we have a look at this, 8.1 billion Fe will combine an All-the-Modium block, Piglich heart block, and an unobtainium block to make one of those. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 of them times 8.1 billion. I don't think this is quite going to cut it. I don't think these are quite going to produce enough, even though they're doing great. It's like 600,000 per tick. It's like 10 million or so, 10 to 12 million per second. That's still, that's still going to eat into this very quickly. So I think we need to start working on some more significant power. And we're going to need to do that anyway when it comes to making this stuff, because this is going to need a ridiculous amount of power. Now, there are options for me to do things by going into this larger reactors here, but I think rather than getting too much into this, maybe we go bigger reactors. How do I... No dependencies. I need some uranium. Uranium. We actually have a ridiculous amount of this built up from doing all of our stuff over in the mining dimension. So, what I'm going to do, if we come over to our little crafting area in here, how's this going, by the way? That's just going to start, producing way more than we need. That's fine. I'm going to make a new pattern. Let's go. We want a uranium ingot. Do I have uranium essence? I'm not sure. But we want to do it as a smelting down of this stuff. Raw uranium, I think. Now, if I set that to 64 and 64, let's create that. Chuck it in here. Gotta find the right one. In fact, just to be safe, I'm going to go across and actually manually put it into the one that I want, because I can't remember which one's which. Yes, okay. This one here. And then I should be able to request... let's just get ourselves... Oh, for starters, how about 30,000? Yeah. That should do. And... there we go. 30,000. That should be just fine. Now I can take one of those and we've unlocked our quest here to get into bigger reactors. Now, as far as I can tell, these reactors can get pretty massive. But if we're going to be going and doing stuff with reactors, I think I'm going to take a waystone. And one I'm going to put here. For that, we have home. I've got the airship up top. I've got a bunch of other stuff as well, including the Piglich pyramid. But if we take another one and we go into the end dimension, or the mining dimension, sorry, over here, rather than using... actually, maybe we will use this area down here. Yeah, why not? Hopefully I don't crash. Please don't. So, maybe we make use of this giant area down here and say, this is where we're going to generate endgame power. Now, I'm going to experiment possibly with a mixture of these reactors as well as the advanced mechanism reactors and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe they're related. Tasks, view dependencies, dealing with nuclear waste. There are some things that we'd have to go through for that. But if I just do this, ultimate power, this is where we're going to make some serious power generation. The reality is I'll probably end up dabbling in both. I think I'd like to start off by just experiencing the bigger reactors. I haven't really gone through all of this stuff either. But once we've maybe got one bigger reactor in the middle, to boost our production a little bit and maybe get us started on some of those those different types of crafting that we need. This stuff here. Then maybe we get into the mechanism and try it out. And at least down here, the destruction shouldn't be too bad. So what I will do, I don't know how big the explosion would be, because the reason I'm saying this is I know if I go into this, things could be a little rough. Suiting up, dependencies, mechanism advanced. Right. So you do have to go through this a little bit first if we are going to set ourselves up for the mechanism stuff. So how about, let me see, before we finish this episode, if I can just get my head around a little bit of the basics. In fact, let me put aside some of these stuff for bigger reactors. So first, we need some graphite ingots. Before we can start building our reactor, we'll need to smelt some coal or charcoal to create graphite ingots. Graphite coupled with iron is one of the main materials when crafting or when making a reactor. So I don't think I put down graphite from mystical agriculture, so it's just smelting coal. Interesting. Let's head home. Oh, our little buddy's gone. Oh, just realized. Thanks for your help. So, if we come over here, we've got so much of this. Cancel. What I want to do is graphite. I want to make this. We can put that into this one, and then hopefully I should be able to just request. I'll just, since I have 1,000,000 coal, I don't know how much of this I'm going to need, but let's just make 10,000, I suppose. Yeah, it'll take a second because I've only set it up to smelt one at a time, but a stack of this should get me started. So we've got that. Now we can move on to the next stage. To build a reactor, you need to start by making reactor casings. These make up the frame and walls of your reactor, although the walls can be replaced by reactor glass if you'd like to see inside. Gotcha. Okay. We're going to put that and that over here so that we have some indication of what we need. And I'm just going to make a stack of this, and, well, then maybe we make... I'd like to request some glass, please. We'll make half and half. There's that done. A reactor control component seems like a good idea. There are several optional blocks you can make to control your reactor. The redstone port allows you to control your reactor with redstone. This means levers, buttons, etc. The computer port allows for control of the reactor using LUA scripts from mods like Computercraft. You know what? Maybe I don't need that just yet. We'll go over this side and quickly make ourselves 2 of these. Whatever they need. Power tap requires this. Oh, and they've got a ponder thing set up for that as well. That's amazing. Let's have a quick ponder of this. The edges must be reactor casings. Gotcha. The walls can be reactor casings or glass. Fuel rods run through the floor. Control rod sits atop the fuel rod. Terminal needs to be included in the wall. And a power tap. Access ports. Well, that goes real quick. Okay. There we go. Comfy reading's a bit slower. Okay. Edges of that. We understood that part. Then next, fuel rods run floor to ceiling in a stack. So we'll need to make some fuel rods soon. That's fine. A control rod sits atop the fuel rod stack in the top wall. Right. A terminal needs to be included in the wall. A power tap is used in the wall to get power out of the reactor. Right. I understand. Access ports allow for insertion of uranium and removal of cyanide. That was way too quick before. I could not keep up with that. So, okay, this is all part of the same setup here. So we have this. To extract power or items from your reactor or even input fuel, you'll need these required items. A power tap provides a way for you to tap into the power that a passive reactor makes. You can attach pipes and cables to extract the power from it. The access ports are required for every reactor and allow you to both input fuel, uranium, from the reactor or extract waste, cyanide. While it only requires one, it's usually a good idea to have 2 per reactor if the inventory can push and pull, i.e. hopper. Cyanide will be pushed into the inventory as an input. Okay. We've got a couple of things there. Reactor control rods. I'm going to add those over there as well. Every reactor needs reactor control rods and fuel rods. These control how fuel is inserted into the reactor. The control rods are placed on top of the reactor. You can also have more than 1 per reactor, but you must have at least 1. Typically, the more you have, the more fuel the reactor can use and burn. That can mean more overall power, but at the cost of higher burn rates depending on the setup of your reactor. For every control rod, you'll need enough fuel rods to extend to the base of the reactor. For example, if your reactor is 5 blocks tall, you'll need 3 fuel rods to extend from each control rod. If you right-click on a control rod, you can control how much fuel is burned in the reactor by inserting or retracting the fuel rods. The further that you extend the rods, the less fuel there will be burned. Let's see. So, we can make ourselves at least one of these. And I'm going to make myself a handful of these. Let's just say half a stack, because we're going to go bigger than a teeny tiny little one. Oh, I went 33. That's fine. So there's that. Then we need the terminal. Oh, this is really well set out. It makes a lot of sense. I love that they've put so much effort into writing all of this for us. The reactor terminal is the heart of the reactor. When a reactor is formed, you can right-click on the terminal to open up the reactor interface. Depending on if it is a passive or an active reactor, the interface will change. Passive reactors are used to produce power directly by burning fuel. Active reactors burn fuel to create heat to power turbines for power generation. In the interface of a passive reactor, you can see and toggle the status and waste ejection. You'll also see the temps, how much RF per tick the reactor is producing, and how much fuel the reactor is burning per tick. Gotcha. So we need to make one of those. It's all fairly cheap in reality. Okay, got that. Grab some stuff. And what was our random reward? Let's see. An oak log. Fantastic. Oh, we got 13. Wonderful. I'm going to put these things away. Okay, and now our first passive reactor. We're most of the way there. We just need some access ports. Do that. I just needed 2 of them. I see. So, we're going to build the smallest passive reactor possible, the 3x3. Okay, this seems like something that we can now head across to our little power reactor area. Ultimate power. Lovely. I'm going to come out... Let me just count this with blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Just want to be out half a stack because I'm probably going to set this area up fairly significantly. All right. So, what was this saying? Right. I've collected my rewards. What is my random reward? Toast. All right. We're going to build the smallest passive reactor possible, the 3x3x3. The requirements for the quest are the exact amount for what you'll need to build one. I understand. To build this, you start by building a 3x3 frame made out of casings. On the bottom wall, you can use glass or a casing to fill it in. You'll want each wall to have a reactor component like a power tap or an access port. Every reactor you build will require exactly 1 reactor terminal, which is usually put in the middle of the front wall. Next, we'll place 1 control rod in the middle of the top and 1 fuel reactor underneath it, meaning in the middle of your reactor. You will need a way to input and output waste, which is done by using reactor access ports. For this build, place 1 on the left side and 1 on the right side. To extract power, we'll place a power tap in the middle of the back wall. Once placed, the reactor should be complete. I'm going to go a little bit bigger than that to start off with. Let's just say 7. I feel like this is going to have to be complete, so I'm going to go like this. Because we can make more. Then we want to come up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I believe you can go much larger with these, but for starters, we'll stick like this. Next, I want to turn some of that into this. And we're going to leave a little spot at the bottom for our inputs and outputs. We're just going to need a little bit more. Oh, 1 more. So, now we'll put a terminal in the front. Oh, I needed 1 more again. Perfect. We'll put a access port in both sides. And then a power tap in the back. Perfect. Reactors must have at least 1 fuel rod element. Okay, so with this, I should be able to, at least for starters, grab these fuel rods and do this. Oh, it did it. It turned it into a machine. That can make, I guess, 293,000? No, that's the temperature, Kelvin. All right, now we're talking how much RF it is generating, how much fuel usage, and the reactivity rate. Okay, let's have a look-see. Fueling a passive reactor. To insert fuel into the reactor, you'll need to pick one of the sides that has the reactor access port and pump in uranium from an inventory. The easiest way to do this is to use something like a storage drawer or even just a chest with an item pipe connected at the top, like the image shown. Okay, I just need uranium ingots. I mean, I already have those. Alright. What's my random reward? A waystone. Perfect. So, if that's the case, we already have a couple of drawers here, but none that are actually just a standard one. So I'll make a standard drawer and we'll do exactly as it showed. We'll chuck that in there. We'll grab a pipe. Make sure we have some advanced stuff, but we shouldn't probably need it. Put that in there and... oh, it's doing a thing. Nice. Okay. It has plenty of stuff in there. If we turn that on, it can produce up to 2,000. Oh, it's over. Going over. Okay. Let's turn this off real quick. That was like 5,000. Learning. I'm just getting this started just for the fun of it before we go into a bigger setup. Probably in the next episode. Okay. I just want to get through this last little bit. Reactor moderators. Reactor moderators are materials placed inside a reactor to change how it performs based on the properties of the moderator. These are placed inside of the reactor during construction. There are 4 properties of the moderator: absorption, the speed at which the radiation is absorbed and converted to case heat; efficiency, how efficiently absorbed radiation is converted into heat; moderation, the effectiveness at which radiation is moderated; and conductivity, or conductivity, how well heat is transferred from the fuel rods to the reactor casing. Typically, the rarer the material is, the better of a moderator it is. In the ATM series, unobtainium blocks are considered one of the best moderators. Gotcha. Adding these inside of your reactor can increase the overall performance and output of your reactor. Try using diamond blocks early game. Dealing with waste, you'll just need to pump in fuel. Burning uranium creates a byproduct of cyanide as waste. Okay. So if we were, say, to grab ourselves another drawer, place that down there and put one of these on. I don't think we have yet, but at some point it's probably, temperature seems hot. Waste ejection is enabled. Okay, it seems to be stable at that temperature there. And is that million RF? So it's producing 6.2k RF per tick. Okay. Wonder how big we could scale that up. Oh. Okay. While that's doing its thing, let's have a look. Grab those. What's this? Imperium essence. Okay. We'll grab the reward from this. A torch. Wow, thanks. And now let's have a look at the expanding. Reactors are multi-block structures, meaning you can create your own custom size. The biggest reactor that you can make is 128 by 128 by 192. There are a lot of variables that contribute to the overall output of your reactors, so make sure to experiment. Some overall tips: the taller the reactor, the more fuel it can hold and burn, because there are more fuel rods, meaning more overall power. This also means a higher burn rate. The wider the reactor, the more efficient it is. As long as you don't add more fuel rods to the design, this means less consumption overall. Okay. Well, may have been a little bit of a waste just to do this, but at least I've got a little bit of an understanding of this reactor to get started. This would probably not be too hard to set up as your first kind of reactors. How does it deal with the waste? We'll eject automatically once we have enough to make the waste, I guess. Cyanide dust can be made. I don't want that though. I guess we just wait and see. But I think if that's the case, by the looks of things, this is a fun little experiment to finish off this episode, but it is not the way to go. Instead, in the next episode, I think we get into this stuff. Oh boy. Meaning we need to go through mechanism. So, I hope you enjoyed a little venture into whatever this is. I will likely be filming the next episode before you guys can even comment on this, because I am going away. So I won't be able to see any of your inputs as to how I can deal with this. Hopefully you don't mind that I'm going to be getting straight into the bigger reactors, the mechanism stuff, and seeing what I can do with that in the next episode. But the main goal of the episode was actually that. A little friendly star up here that is now going to be sitting on top of our tower that will be making the All-the-Modium Star. Very much, like I said earlier, it's giving me Super Mario 64 vibes. I love it. But it's all lit up. It's all looking pretty cool. And I really like how it turned out. Just wish I could raise my cloud height ever so slightly. Maybe I'd turn them off for the time being. No clouds for now. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you're looking forward to seeing me get into some of the crazier endgame stuff and hopefully produce the power we need to start going through making all of these things. We're going to try and maybe get these All-the-Modium alloy blocks in the next episode, but the main focus is getting maybe into the mechanism reactors and such first. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the episode and I hope you're looking forward to more. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for your continued support. You folks are amazing and I genuinely appreciate the continued support over there on Patreon. It really does help me in making these videos and continuing to do it full time. And to everyone who's watching, if you enjoyed the episode, I'd really appreciate a like. It does help show YouTube that you enjoy what you're watching and it helps get it out to more people. So until the next episode, I hope you all take care of yourselves and I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everyone. Whoop!